We begin tonight on a summer evening in Capella, Kansas, under a sky so clear you can almost touch it. The air hangs heavy with humidity, and the ground trembles beneath your feet as if nature itself is holding its breath. It's July 1961, and across town, a young woman named Jane, just turned 21 years old, prepares to attend her friend's birthday party. She walks slowly through fields of wildflowers, her eyes fixated on the path in front of her, unaware that fate has other plans. The chill begins before she even reaches the house. The air feels electric, a thick fog hangs over everything like black veils. Jane steps out into an empty field, and for the first time, she sees something none of us are supposed to see tonight, two eyes staring back at her from the darkness. They appear as if they're watching, scrutinizing her every move. Her heart races as she realizes she's not alone in this place. It's then she hears a whisper, not human but more chillingly mechanical, echoing through the air. Mothman, Mothman. The name isn't familiar, but something within Jane whispers it back. You're late. This is where our story starts. A simple encounter turns into whispers of an unknown entity that seems to know her before she even does. And though nothing more happens until she reaches the party, that moment in the field left Jane shaken and frightened. But this was only the beginning. Jane's encounter in the field quickly becomes a topic of conversation among her friends and family, but nothing comes of it initially. They dismiss it as a momentary scare or perhaps Jane's heightened senses from being away for so long. She continues on to the party that night, her mind preoccupied with thoughts she keeps locked within herself. As they get closer to the party house, strange occurrences begin to surface amongst guests and friends. Objects move of their own accord, doors slam shut without anyone opening them, and shadows dance across walls as if moving independently. Jane begins to hear voices in the distance that do not belong to any living creature she can identify, whispers that repeat her name. She shares these experiences with others at the party, but again, they are dismissed or attributed to typical teenage antics. The more people hear about the strange phenomena, the more convinced they become of some unseen force at work. Yet, their skepticism only adds to the tension and fear surrounding them all. In the following days, additional witnesses come forward recounting similar experiences, friends who felt a presence in their homes while alone, neighbors experiencing inexplicable movements within their properties, and even local business owners reporting strange events during late hours. Each story is unique yet eerily consistent, painting a picture of something much more sinister than mere pranksters or rogue spirits. As the days pass, investigators from various agencies converge on Capella, each with different theories to explain these phenomena. Some suggest it's an urban legend gone awry, others propose psychological factors at play due to the traumatic experiences some individuals have shared. Despite their efforts, no concrete evidence emerges linking any of these events to known paranormal or supernatural entities. However, deeper investigation reveals a troubling inconsistency. Multiple witnesses report sightings and encounters from different points in the night, yet all occur within the vicinity of the Mothman site, a large industrial complex located nearby. This place has experienced its own series of inexplicable occurrences over decades, with strange lights hovering above the area at night. The investigators find themselves facing not just an unknown entity but also a pattern that seems to indicate some form of manipulation or control. The presence appears to be purposefully guiding events to coincide with specific times and locations, creating a narrative of dread and chaos designed for maximum impact on the psyche of those who experience it. Their findings lead them to question everything they knew about the supernatural. What could possess such sophistication in orchestrating these occurrences? Could this be something far more malevolent than anything ever encountered before? As they delve deeper into the mystery, contradictions pile up. Why does the Mothman seem to choose these particular events over others? And most critically, what is it really trying to communicate? What investigators discovered next would shake even the most skeptical minds. For beneath all this horror and terror lies a pattern so intricate and calculated that it defies explanation through conventional supernatural means. It leaves them questioning not only their understanding of what's possible but also what they can ignore or dismiss without consequence. In a town where the line between reality and madness is increasingly blurred, they face a decision that could change everything. Do they continue to push back against the forces at work, or do they bow down to whatever, or whoever, is orchestrating this nightmare? As their investigation deepens, the team begins to uncover disturbing evidence that pushes the boundaries of what can be explained rationally or spiritually. Jane's initial encounter rekindles interest in a mysterious figure described by many as a moth-like creature with large wings. Sightings become increasingly vivid and detailed, involving individuals ranging from local children to older adults. One particularly unsettling piece of evidence is found hidden beneath layers of dust in an old barn just outside Capella. Investigators find what appears to be the winged creature's imprint pressed into a concrete floor slab where it had landed some time ago. This print is not merely a mark, it is unmistakably the shape and structure of a moth, albeit with wings that extend far beyond any natural size. As they examine this discovery more closely, they notice subtle irregularities in the surface texture of the imprint. It seems to shift slightly when touched or examined closely, as if something about its nature defies gravity alone. The air grows thick with an oppressive silence, and the investigators can feel the weight of unseen forces pressing against them. The team continues their investigation by sifting through decades-old financial records from a local corporation that operates nearby industrial facilities. They discover discrepancies in billing patterns, transactions made at irregular hours, and strange entries suggesting manipulation or espionage. One particularly damning entry involves payment for services rendered to an entity identified as the Mothman, indicating a direct link between the mysterious figure and the corporation's operations. This revelation plunges them into a deeper analysis of the corporation's history. They find documentation detailing numerous instances where top executives have engaged in illegal activities, including bribery, corruption, and collusion with shadowy figures. The evidence paints a picture of a corporate entity that has long been operating outside the legal framework, using its influence to exert control over areas they deemed valuable. The atmosphere becomes even darker as they delve into the corporation's archives. They come across an unmarked folder containing notes and diagrams detailing elaborate plans for manipulating societal perceptions, weather patterns, and natural phenomena. It appears the corporation was not just interested in exploiting resources or maintaining a hidden power base but actively sought to shape reality itself. The team's investigation leads them to interview several former employees who describe working in facilities that operated on principles bordering on the supernatural. These individuals report seeing strange lights flicker above their work areas, hearing voices that seemed otherworldly, and experiencing involuntary movements of objects around them. As they piece together these fragments of evidence, a chilling realization dawns: the Mothman Premonitions Capella case is not just about a mysterious creature or an industrial corporation. It appears to be the manifestation of a dark conspiracy orchestrated by forces that defy human understanding. Their investigation uncovers a web of deceit and manipulation stretching back decades, involving powerful entities who seek control over our perceptions and reality itself. And then they found something that no one was prepared for. The officials of Capella, under pressure from the corporation's shadowy operations and their own fears, issue a statement dismissing all theories and evidence as anomalies or human error. They claim that sightings were likely misidentifications by the public during unusual weather conditions or hallucinations caused by stress and fatigue. They emphasize the need for vigilance in maintaining public safety but downplay any notion of conspiracy or supernatural activity. The press coverage is minimal, focusing only on minor updates from police departments without delving into the disturbing details uncovered by investigators. The official explanation fails to address several critical aspects. The physical evidence, the winged creature imprint and its strange properties are not accounted for in standard scientific explanations. The financial discrepancies revealed do not align with known corporate accounting practices. The former employees' accounts of unseen lights, voices, and involuntary movements cannot be dismissed as mere hallucinations or illusions. Despite the lack of official support, whispers begin to circulate among select individuals. They speak in hushed tones about a darker, more malevolent force orchestrating these events, a cabal of powerful entities manipulating human perception for their own gain. These figures have access to resources and knowledge beyond any ordinary corporation's capabilities. The investigators privately discuss how the official narrative only scratches the surface of the true conspiracy. They speculate that behind the scenes, a network of extraterrestrial beings or advanced artificial intelligence operate as puppet masters, using humans as pawns in their grand schemes. As they dig deeper into these whispers, more shocking revelations emerge. Documentation shows that the corporation had secretly collaborated with governmental agencies to gather and manipulate data related to human perception and behavior. The Mothman sightings appear to be a pivotal part of an elaborate plot designed to control public opinion and shape societal beliefs for strategic purposes. The team's growing conviction is tempered by their own skepticism. They realize that no matter how many inconsistencies they find, the official narrative still holds some truth. But the evidence points towards something far more sinister, a conspiracy driven not just by human greed or malice, but by forces beyond our understanding. But the truth, as it turned out, was far worse than any theory. The horror intensifies, and the investigators find themselves at a crossroads they cannot ignore. They uncover documents that hint at clandestine experiments conducted in the basement laboratories beneath Capella. These labs were designed to test human behavior under extreme conditions, with the ultimate goal of manipulating public perception. Among these records, they found evidence suggesting that subjects experienced auditory hallucinations, visual distortions, and involuntary movements during controlled exposure to a substance known as Mothman serum. The serum was derived from an unknown source, but it shared characteristics similar to both human-made drugs and alien bioluminescent fluids. The most disturbing detail is the presence of a single, unnamed individual who orchestrated these experiments. This person appeared to be in league with corporate executives, government officials, and even some members of the scientific community. Their motive? To create a perfect storm of controlled chaos that would drive society towards their predetermined future, a world where fear was the primary driver for acceptance of control. As they pore over these documents, each page feels like it could be the turning point in understanding what truly happened at Capella. They discover that regular employees were subjected to similar experiments without their knowledge or consent. The implications are staggering. Millions, if not billions, of humans have been unwittingly experimented upon for manipulation purposes. The investigators begin to realize that the Mothman sightings might be more than just a coincidence. They could be orchestrated events designed to elicit specific responses and reactions from the population. This revelation shakes them deeply. How much did Capella's leadership know about these experiments, and who else was involved? What no one realized until much later was the most chilling part of all: the unnamed individual behind this operation had gone missing during a routine security audit. No trace was found. It seemed as though they vanished without a trace, leaving behind only encrypted files containing cryptic messages hinting at their ultimate plans. As the investigators delve deeper, every corner turned reveals more layers of deception and manipulation. They start to understand that the true horror is not just in what has been done, but also in how little we knew about it until now. The world they thought they understood so deeply was a house of cards held together by lies and half-truths. The investigation becomes personal as each member starts to uncover pieces of their own past involvement or connection to Capella's operations. This realization brings them closer, yet more isolated from the public. They begin to see how their own fears and biases have influenced their perceptions of reality. In this moment, they pause to let the weight of what they've uncovered sink in. The horror intensifies as they realize the scope of deception that has been perpetuated across generations. What no one realized until much later was not just a conspiracy at Capella, but a system-wide manipulation designed to keep people in line. The investigators now understand why official explanations seemed inadequate. They were attempting to shield the truth from public knowledge, lest it incite panic and chaos that could undermine their control. The true horror is not only what has been done but also how little we knew about it until now. As they piece together the puzzle, each new revelation paints an even more disturbing picture of what occurred at Capella and beyond. They find evidence suggesting a larger network, one with tentacles reaching into numerous corners of society, media outlets, law enforcement agencies, financial institutions, and even military sectors. The most shocking discovery comes from the personal files of employees who were involved in both testing and observing the subjects. These documents reveal chilling details: how they were subjected to the serum without knowing its true nature, experiencing hallucinations that mimicked real-world events, events that appeared as if guided by an unseen force. One employee, identified only as Agent X, recounts a specific instance where they witnessed an entire city block collapse in front of them. At first, they assumed it was just another bizarre anomaly, but upon investigation, they found similar reports from other subjects across the country. Agent X now wonders if those events were orchestrated to create a sense of inevitability and compliance. The investigators begin to suspect that every Mothman sighting might have been not only an eerie coincidence but also part of this elaborate scheme designed to create fear as a means of control. They discover that there was even an advanced surveillance system in place, capable of tracking individuals based on their physiological responses to the serum exposure. As they prepare to present their findings, they encounter resistance from within the organization tasked with overseeing these experiments. The officials refuse to acknowledge any wrongdoing and insist the experiments were purely for research purposes, aimed at understanding human psychology. This refusal is met with skepticism but also a growing unease that something truly sinister has been covered up. In their quest for answers, they uncover a document containing a final message from Agent X, which reads, "There will always be another layer of truth." The ultimate goal was to keep the lid on. The investigators grapple with this cryptic statement, realizing it encapsulates everything they've learned and yet leaves them more perplexed than ever. What no one realized until much later was the most chilling part of all: the true purpose behind these experiments, to create a world where fear became the new normal. Fear, they discovered, is an incredibly effective tool for control and manipulation, something that can be easily triggered through carefully orchestrated events and mind-altering substances. As they piece together this intricate web of deceit and terror, one question remains unanswered: the missing individual who orchestrated these experiments. Who was she? What were their true intentions? The investigators know that the answers lie hidden in places they have yet to explore, but they are also acutely aware that whatever secrets remain locked away could be far more dangerous than anything they've encountered so far. The final twist leaves them haunted by the thought: perhaps fear itself is the ultimate weapon. As the lights dim and their discussion comes to a close, the lingering question lingers in the air: what would someone with such power do if they decided to reveal everything? Would they be stopped, or would fear reign supreme? And that, my friends, is what no one realizes until much later. It's a chilling realization that makes them realize how far we've fallen into our own manufactured fears and how easily the most basic human emotion could become the new master of our world.